Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Brian and Valicia. Welcome, y'all. How are we feeling today?
All right, all
Hey,
right.
good.
Good, good. It's good to
Good.
have you guys back. We did have you both on episode 22 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you guys ended up matching.
He said yes. Now, is it going to be a yes for you for him?
Yes.
We got a match!
Thank you.
I'll take this mic and you guys can go on off. Go ahead, it's one of them.
Oh,
Hey, let's give it up for
What's going on, Pro Truth family? These dating shows, it's not good for black people. And I really believe that a lot of these dating shows are making black men and women, especially of America, are making them look really stupid. You come on a show, you looking for love, and then you end up not even making it past the first date. So, brother, this is probably I've watched a lot of these quote unquote catch up. I guess that's what they call it. They're catching up with these guys to see if they how are they doing after they meet after the first couple of minutes, I guess. Then they get picked and they don't even make it past the first date. It's pretty sad. A lot of these dating shows are making black men and women look really sad. The Kendra G show, the Pop the Balloon. A lot of these reality dating shows are making black folks look really silly. You're you got one person looking for love, you got somebody else probably looking for likes, looking for followers, looking to get their Instagram and all this other stuff up. What up, Eggnog? So this is probably number six that I've watched, and there's another one where what up, real? There's another one where the date where the meetup was not successful. So we're gonna get into it because at the end of the show, you're going to see that you know what? I will just get to the when we get to the end of the show, I'll talk about it. So, but I'll be chiming in throughout the video. A little bit crazy, brothers. Very, very toxic.
them.
And so, obviously, during your episode,
Brothers, if you look at the woman's face, because I think the broad face closely, she don't even look happy. She don't even look happy. So you could already tell that this didn't go well at all. Didn't go well. But let's continue.
there were quite a few comments and things like that, and we got to know you guys just a little bit. But if you do want to, dive in and let us know just a little bit more about yourselves, Felicia, let's go ahead and start with you.
well, I will just start by saying I do real estate full time. I am bi-coastal between Arizona and the DMV area. Um, I don't know what else about me I should say.
How old are
I'm
you?
37.
Okay.
No little ones, no pets. I'm just a
Just you for
single,
now.
independent woman out here.
All right. And then Brian, if you want to, let us a little more about yourself.
As I said in the show, I'm 38. I'm in the network. I do a lot of IT. I also have my own business as far as home improvement.
Okay.
I'm in the fitness, big into fitness. Also motivational speaker. I
What
like
up,
to
Moses?
motivate. Also, I'm starting my own podcast in the process. It's called
Okay.
Word to Wise Podcast. So
Nice.
I'm building that, and just that pretty much it. I'm just an open minded individual and just willing to open with, different people that's trying to build as far as like podcasts, as far as like growing businesses
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So that's just pretty much it.
Okay. So, what made you guys want to apply to be on Pop the Balloon? Brian, we could start with you.
What made me want to apply?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was looking for love.
Mm-hmm.
It was an opportunity that presented myself to. I actually was watching the show prior to being on the show, so I pretty much decided to get on the show. I said, "Well, let me just try this and see what happens." I was astonished that I got chosen to be on the show, but yeah, so that was my main reason to actually find love and see what happens. You know.
Okay. Alicia, what about you?
Like Brian, I was watching the show, and one of my friends actually was telling me I should apply.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really because this year there was a lot of changes in relationship, but like this year I've been more doing the inner work and introspect on myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm ready to date. So I thought that would be a good way. And when I found out it was based in Arizona, where I'm from, I was like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Is it still
Well, I'm
skipping?
glad you guys both decided to come on the show. It's definitely a pleasure having you guys. And then, so just to kind of dive into the juicy topic at hand that everyone is obviously dying to hear,
All right.
since you guys ended up
Why
Yeah,
are we hearing
yeah.
silence?
Hey, all I hear is crickets. But guess what?
So
Yes, yes.
I didn't know who should start that. We did see each other after the show. So yes,
okay.
we could say that, yeah, it was a date.
Okay, so you guys went on a date like right after the show, like after you matched kind of thing, or?
No, no, I mean the group went afterwards. We all went out, but then the next day, Brian and I met up.
Oh, okay. That's good. Well,
General,
y'all
you're
kind
gonna
of
have to
scared me
mute
there. It was a
yourself,
little
please.
quiet. So where'd you
Well,
guys go? What'd you guys
it
do?
was kind of like, well, Brian.
So, brothers, I let me just say this real quick. I'm not a fan. I think I use these videos in a way for comedy because I don't really care about these dating shows like that. These dating shows is full of crap. Nobody is you. Wait a minute. Anyway, y'all know that I can't really see that stuff down there.
Oh,
Any
he said he. I got you. He said that box one is locked. So never
Oh,
mind.
okay. Let me open. I can hear you.
Okay, so if her friend advised her to go to on that show, that means her friend knows that she ain't the type to keep a relation. And I'm glad she said that I was the type to keep dating and keep dating and keep dating. That's not a real friend.
Hmm.
A real friend would never advise a woman that really wants to find a real relationship to go on a dating show. Now, for her to do that, I feel like her friend thinks that she gets down a certain way. So she just throwing anything. At this point, her friend don't have faith in her. So she said, "Girl, do this." I don't think when your friends are telling you to do situations like this that they have the best faith in your dating in your dating standards. I think they just think that you're willing to do anything.
Mm.
Yeah, and she don't got no kids and she don't got no pets. She's even more crazier because she didn't. Now the main thing that she's gonna be thinking about is all the failed relationships, and she's not gonna be able to accept that when she has time to think about these things. She, how old is she? Just to be
37.
clear,
37.
she's 37, no pets, no kids. Since someone told her to go on this dating show. Okay, that's it.
Well, and brothers, I just wanted to say we're not gonna shame her because she doesn't have any kids. So that's not like it's a bad thing. I mean, but again, wait till we get towards the end, and you're gonna see her accountability. But let's continue.
I found out it was based in Arizona, where I'm from. I was like, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys both decided to come on the show. It's definitely a pleasure having you guys. And then, so just to kind of dive into the juicy topic at hand that everyone is obviously dying to hear, since you guys ended up matching when you were on Pop the Balloon or Find Love, have you guys gone on a date? Oh, silence.
Why
Yeah,
are we hearing
yeah.
silence?
Hey, all I hear is crickets. But guess what?
Bro,
Yes, yes.
I didn't know who should.
Brothers, I just want you to notice her facial reaction when he's talking compared to when, and then notice his facial reaction when she's talking. Just keep that in mind.
start that. We did see each other after the show. So yes,
Okay.
we can say that yeah, it was a date.
Okay, so you guys went on a date like right after the show, like after you matched kind of thing, or
No, no, I mean the group went afterwards. We all went out, but then the next day Brian and I met up.
oh, okay. That's good. Wow, y'all kind of scared me. There was a little quiet. So where'd you
Well,
guys go? What'd you guys
it
do?
was kind of like well, Brian can probably tell you, but it was unexpected because I think he was supposed
Okay.
to catch a flight out, but he was here. So, Brian, you tell him. I don't want to be telling your
Yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah. Let's hear from
Oh,
Brian.
so what happened was, so we after we left the show, we ended up going to what was the name of that spot we went to?
No, I was just talking about you missing your flight, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I'm getting in the intel of deep of everything we did.
Yeah.
We went to the spot pretty
Uh,
much. What was it? You don't even know. So,
I don't know.
all right, but
Okay.
anyhow,
It was a sports bar. It was a Sunday. It was Sunday after.
everybody from the cast of the show, we hung out there at the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I end up unfortunately missing my flight. Had so much fun. End up getting caught up with time.
Mm-hmm.
Missed my flight and end up having to stay the next day, the following day. So I hit her up and say, I'm gonna be here. I was a little mad about the situation that I ended up missing my flight. So I told her I'm gonna be here. Can you come hang out with me? Can you keep me company? She was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I said, where can we go? And I guess we ended up going to like some little I can't recall, but I know it was like a bar or something. We ended up watching the football game and catching up and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, ended up leaving there. She ended up taking me to her mom's house. And I met her mom.
Oh,
Her mom was
wow.
pretty nice. I had
It wasn't like that. Don't oh wow
Oh,
nothing.
okay.
I told him, I asked him first. I was like, "Are you okay with this? I know it's weird. You don't know me, but my mom was like, come by the house, come by. You need to see your sister." And it was like, Brian, are you
Oh,
okay? Like that's kind of crazy to make him do
okay.
that.
well,
Okay.
I'm giving story by story by in
Yeah,
sequence of what happened. And that's how it
right.
happened. Yeah, she
She was
did
like,
invite me
"Oh
to her mom.
wow,
Yeah, yeah,
that happened."
So you went to the mom's
right,
house.
right. Had some good old spaghetti. You
Ooh.
know, with the garlic bread and the butter on it. But yeah, yeah. So that's how the first date went. I would say that was an official first date.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Felicia, how was it for you?
We went to a couple spots actually. The first place we went to, I picked out, but I didn't like it. When we
Mm.
got inside, it was I just didn't like the vibes. And then he found a spot in Tempe that we went to, but it was the same. It was like a nice little sports bar. And then I took him to one of my favorite rooftops in Tempe, or I
Okay.
suggested it. We rode together, and then we went to a rooftop, and then that's when I was like, "Hey, my mom is asking if I could stop by."
I just thought about that. Thank you, Eggnog. Bruh, brothers, don't be eating nobody else spaghetti, man. Don't. I done heard too many stories. I know they say it's fake. It ain't real. Brothers, don't. All I'm gonna say, brothers, don't eat nobody else's spaghetti. Anything with tomato sauce in it, don't go eating that. You know what I'm saying? It's mm-mm. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's continue.
Are you okay with that? And we stopped by. But yeah, that's pretty much how the day went. And then I had Parks, so he took me back, and that was it. It was kind of like unofficial date, but it was we spent time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a date. You guys got to, hang out, do some things together, all that stuff. Maybe obviously get to know each other a little bit more as well. So how was like, getting to know each other? Have you guys gone on any other dates after that point? I know you had to go back home, Brian. So have you guys been able to meet up after that?
It hasn't been good.
Uh-oh.
It didn't make
So, brother, this is where it goes downhill. They did again. This is quote unquote. This is their first date, and they didn't even make it past the first date. You would have thought that these two. Well, you'll get to see it for yourself.
it didn't make it past Arizona.
Okay, why?
It didn't make it past Arizona. I mean, I just felt a disconnect,
Okay.
and it was a disconnect that I felt, and I can elaborate. Um,
So you felt
for
the
one.
disconnect from that day that you guys hung out, like that entire
No,
day?
the date went good. Everything went
Okay.
swell with the date. I enjoyed her energy. Like we, everything went swell with the date. But I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about as far as the
Afterwards.
whole. There you go. Yes, the whole
Oh,
afterwards.
okay. Okay, so what you can
The
go ahead and
disconnect. It was
elaborate.
so basically the disconnect. I felt as though that she wasn't into me. I felt as though I think the disconnect was more so her not being honest of what she wanted on the show. She
Ooh.
didn't present what she wanted on the show. She didn't say that she said that she told me honestly, she said that she don't like smokers. She never said that she don't like 420 weed smokers.
I
Okay,
don't
so
have
when
a
she
Isn't that the same thing? Am I missing something? If I don't like smokers, wouldn't that be the same thing as I don't like people that smoke weed?
Yeah, weed
Yeah.
smokers don't think it's the same thing. They think it's different. They think it's the better. They think it's the version you're supposed to be smoking. For some reason, they believe that. I don't know why. They just think it's a whole. And I don't date smokers. My most of my guy friends, even these, they partake. But no, I don't. I wouldn't. It's the same thing, bro. It, I don't even know why this is like something that people even have to debate, and that's a debate that when you say smokers, a weed smoker, but oh, he's not talking about weed, he's talking about cigarettes.
Right.
No, talking about all around smoking.
So, brothers,
Same.
I don't get it. But that's where the disconnect has started. Over and I can't blame her, but she's going to. I don't know why she's going to really explain herself the way she does, but it I wouldn't explain. But let's go ahead and continue. Was you going to say something, Eggnog?
I was gonna say with Zach what you said, like when you think of smoking, just smoking in general, not just marijuana or anything like that. So,
And to be honest with you, in my personal opinion, marijuana stinks. I don't like the smell of marijuana. I've had to transport it from one place to another. It doesn't smell good. It was legal, but I did it legally. But let's continue.
problem
found
with
out,
420
so
weed
when she
smokers.
found out, hold on, like when she found out that I smoked marijuana when we hung out, it was an issue. Oh, you didn't let me know that you do this. Why didn't you let me know? This. I said you didn't state that on the show. How did I know that you didn't like? You didn't state that because guess what? It would have been way more pop balloons. You wouldn't have made it to the round you made it to.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because guess what? Other guys would have popped on you.
I see. So, Felicia, I remember on the show, you definitely did say your deal breaker was cigarette smokers. So, did you mean to also say that as well? Like with the
No,
marijuana or?
I said what I meant.
Okay.
So I said cigarette smokers because that is the deal breaker.
Yeah.
Now, as far as what Brian's speaking on, I don't have a problem with people who smoke weed. I can't say that I never have. I can't. That's not my thing. We
Okay.
were spending probably what 2 hours together, and he smoked twice.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, of course, after smoking and you're going to come next to me and be up under me, then I don't really like that as much. I didn't necessarily say that I had a problem with it while we were on the date. But then when he had to smoke again, and the next day when he checked in and he was like, "So, how do you think the date went?" I was just like, "We FaceTime." And I was like, just to be honest, I was like, it was kind of a turnoff that you felt the need to have to smoke twice. So, do you have like, do you smoke daily? I didn't know. And he was like, I do, or whatever. And I was like, I didn't realize, yes, you're right. Maybe I should have said someone who smokes daily is a problem for me. Because, or actually, and we didn't even, he was like, at first, he was like, I won't smoke around you. So we didn't just stop talking there. But he did kind of like rub me the wrong way when I said that that was a turnoff because he went like a little 0 to 60 on like, you should have said that. And I was like, bring it down. Hold on. Like, I probably should have said that, but I'm telling you now. And I just felt like, he just really took quick offense. And it was like, I don't really know you yet. For me, it was a turnoff. Like, day
Oh,
two.
well, I can attest to that. I'm aggressive. I'm an aggressive man. And I stand on what I mean. And I stand on what I mean. So at the end of the day,
I got you, bro.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, people that smoke weed, they don't think they are addicted to it. They don't think it's a habit. And yeah, he probably got real offended when you pointed that out. I'm gonna agree with her. I don't think she would have had an issue if this was her first time actually
What up,
spending
Cam?
some quality time together. If you can't hold that off, or you got to do it, that's a habit to me. And I think that she has every right. And this is the thing. If she's being honest, you get honesty. Now, if she said, "Oh, it's no big deal," and act like, then you would have been upset if she would have. And then eventually, when you start seeing that there is a difference in how she's responding to you and acting towards you, and then she says, "Well, I didn't want to, upset you." Then you're like, "You should be able to tell me anything." You know how people do. You keep it real with me, but when people do it, look how people respond.
Right.
I already know with weed because it's a weed head. I call them weed heads. It's the same thing as crackheads to me. They get so offended when you have any disdain, and and to me personally, I don't have an issue with it, but I can tell it's really a habit for people. Like they get really offended if they think it's so different than every other drug out there. I don't know why, but that's it. That's it. What's up? What's up, Cat?
Yeah, brothers. Weed. Listen again. I don't smoke weed. I ain't never smoked weed. Have I been around people that smoke weed? Yes, but the brother now the brother talking about how aggressive he is. So we about to see that straight in the video. So let's go ahead and continue because I'm gonna say this too. Most of the shows most of the catch up that I showed, it seemed like the brothers is they're losing. They're not looking too well. I ain't saying the ladies are looking good either, but the brothers, y'all not looking too well. And another thing, and I'm gonna just say this last thing. My brother here, he said something about betting. I never heard that word betting until he said it, and now all of a sudden, a lot of people are using the word betting. Not to say that they got it from him, but it seemed like they probably did get it from him because I've never heard nobody else use the word betting until he used it. So you brothers need to take time to vet these women. Y'all need to take time. But let's continue.
If you stand on what you mean, you should have been upfront with what it was. You shouldn't have. I shouldn't have to go through all this to figure out. Oh, you didn't like weed smoke. I should have known this on the show. I should have known this.
Did you not?
And
Did you
and
miss what I said?
I hear what you said, but I'm
I
just
said
saying.
so.
Go ahead.
Stop saying that I have a problem with addictions. How about that? I should have said that, right?
Yes, you should have said that.
But the
So
thing
you're
is,
But it's not an
saying
addiction.
you're
It's not a.
assuming that
Go
he's
ahead.
addicted to weed.
I asked him if he was addicted to weed, and his response was, "I smoke every day." So, are you
Okay.
addicted? I'm not addicted.
I just got to just say, who's really going to ask that question? It's not like marijuana is legal in all 50 states. So who's really going to ask that question? I mean, I'm not. I've never asked anybody, do they smoke weed? I find out later that they smoke weed, but I don't ask that question because it's not legal in 50 states. So I don't see a person just asking, "Do you smoke weed?" like that. And maybe I don't see that happening often, especially during you trying
I
to get
I,
to know
I
someone.
ask. I don't put nothing past nobody.
Hmm.
I don't. I ask questions like that because next thing you know, they just will pull out a blunt because you
Right.
gotta. That's why I tell. That's why vetting's there, man. You got. That's why those questions got to be asked, and it's a good thing that you find out she doesn't smoke or have any habits like that. But that's the one thing that they're not gonna, because people don't have communication skills. So one thing they're not gonna question about it is if you don't mention it, because most people think everybody do it.
Yeah. True.
That's the crazy part. And I like how you mentioned that it's not legal everywhere. And then they almost look at you like you're crazy when you don't smoke weed. When I was in college, they called me a good boy because I never smoked weed. Oh, you're a good boy. I'm like, what? Like because I don't do drugs, I'm a good boy. I mean, that was the thing. Like I just thought it was crazy, but that was women saying that.
Right. Oh wow.
So
What up? What up? A.
Yeah. I I wouldn't ask that question, but I would word it differently.
Hmm.
And I would ask like, is it like a clutch, or do you rely on it too much, or can you go without it? And then, I would pay attention to how they respond to it. But I feel where she coming from.
Right.
Not my heart side, right?
So let's go ahead and continue because we about to see how aggressive he really about to get.
I know that's not for me to say. I guess I should have. He just said, yeah, I should have said that. Okay. So if that's the case, I said I don't want to smell it. So he said he won't smoke around me. And I said, okay, I agreed that. Let's try this again when I'm in Maryland. So I wasn't saying exactly like, I don't, I wasn't cutting him short for that. It was a
Okay.
turn off after the conversation, after the communication that followed. And then he went online and said that he should have popped my balloon. And I was just like,
Where was
okay,
Yeah,
this?
yeah. I should have
okay,
popped the
sir.
balloon. Yeah, I said it.
You said it
I
Petty.
where,
honestly
Brian?
said it. I said it
On
on
social
Instagram. I
media.
put it on, yeah. And then she blocked me after that. Yeah, because that's how I felt. Like, honestly. Like I could have met the other woman that came after her that was I mean, I'm just saying. She's a great woman, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, this is who I am. Take me as I am. This is me. Like, if you would have told me what you like, I would have said, okay, cool. Pow!
Brent,
Pops
we
it.
don't know each other yet. Let's be clear. Like, you can't just state all of everything that you want because that's the
You
purpose of getting to know
you're on a
someone.
dating show. Every other woman stated this that their preference that they don't like weed smokers. They was
Go ahead, G. Go ahead, General. Go ahead, real, because like you got a phone call.
Yeah. This
Hello?
take me who this
Oh,
now he
y'all
wanna
Okay.
talk. Go
y'all hear
ahead.
me?
Yeah. Go.
Good,
Oh,
Go ahead.
good,
okay.
Go
good.
ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
I hate when people say take me as I am. No.
Right.
God don't even take you as you is. You have to at some point you have to grow. You have to be better. You have to develop some sense of morality, decorum, demeanor, whatever they say. You have to develop that. So and that's such a woman's answer though, for real.
One
All women,
hundred percent.
all black
One
women say
hundred
that.
percent.
Take me as I am. No, I don't have to take you as you are.
One
Let's
hundred
continue.
percent.
I'm
That's what I was
done.
about to say. That's a very feminine response to take me. This is who I am. Take me. That's why I be like you was raised by a single mother because they make you look. They raise boys to look for fairness, to have hope for the worst case scenario, to go through bullshit to have a good outcome because that's what they think life is about. So they did this is the key the Achilles heel to men, and then when they go out into the world, women aren't even attracted to it because this is why men say, "Well, just trust me. Well, have faith in us," and they're not doing nothing. They won't have shit and be like, "Well, just why can't we do this together? Don't you believe in this?" That comes from being raised by a woman. I don't think men say that because we know we got to get up off our asses and do it. And I think that's why he's getting aggressive because that's the response women get. Now, this is a man acting feminine. Now it's going to look crazier because he's displaying uh, uh, feminine characteristics like a male, and he's really upset. I could have picked the other girl. Like that's how women talk, like children. But let's continue.
Brothers, I don't make this stuff up. We got we got to do better, brother. Go ahead, Eggnog.
Yeah, he was saying that he's aggressive, but I don't think that's the case. I think just that he's sensitive to the topic of weed and marijuana.
Oh, we you. As soon as we get more into the video, you'll see. He's he a little bit. And let me say this too, brothers. To take your frustration onto the internet to me is weak. I now when I see females do that I can see females. I expect females to do that, but you brothers, y'all shouldn't be doing that. You take your frustration and then make a post about somebody else. Again, I can't be mad at her because she's saying we are still getting to know one another. He ready to go full force into the relationship. You think that these two are married couples, the way they acted, fighting almost like, well, with him, like they like fight like cats and dogs. But let's continue.
They was specific, very specific with what they meant.
I think
They
you have a
stand on what
problem with
they mean.
listening. I think you have a problem with listening because, like I said, you can smoke weed. I told you not to smoke when you're with me or like when you're like,
There's no. I understand what you're saying, but how can you say this like a smart person? You can't tell a person how much they can smoke or do this and that. If you smoke, you smoke weed. It doesn't matter how many times
okay,
I smoke.
you're right. You
If
see that
I can
reaction
smoke
right
five,
there?
6 J's if I want
You're
to.
good. I'm good. You're right. I'm wrong. You're
I
right.
smoke weed. I smoke weed. You can't
You
put
do.
no. And I did say that I was going not smoke around you. And then here's what happened after that. You the disconnect was off. No calls.
So
The
after that
texting. You stopped
conversation
texting.
where she said, where you guys had the discussion, you're like, okay, I won't smoke it around you. You're saying after that she stopped talking to you.
Well, she didn't stop. I just like I told you, I felt a disconnect. Like
Yeah.
I texted her I texted her one morning, like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I might say good morning. And she texts back, good morning. So I said, how are you? I didn't get a text back for about 6 hours. And I'm like, what's going on? Like,
Okay.
You know
why ain't I
what?
getting a text for 6 hours?
So
And you
One, I
like,
Felicia,
oh,
what
I
did.
was
happened?
asleep. I was asleep. What you say? Go ahead, explain this.
I told him my phone wasn't working. One.
Okay.
Okay.
It was at the time, Brian, and I
No,
told
that I'm
him.
talking about the first time. The first time. That's the second time. That's the second time when you said your phone was working when I text you. That's the second time. The
I don't
first
know what
time
he.
was the time. The first time when I first texted you when I said good morning. Do you recall
Okay.
when I said good morning and then you said good morning back and I said how are you doing and you didn't text back for 6 hours and then you finally said oh I'm sorry I was asleep. You don't remember that?
You know what, I don't, because guess what? I have bad memory. Let me tell you that now. Maybe that's a deal breaker for you. But let me tell you, I can't look at my phone because the receipts are on my phone. We're using our phones. But if I delayed in speaking to you, I delayed in speaking to you. Like we don't go together. It was
Yeah,
probably
nah. I
what I
see
said.
that ain't gonna work with me.
I got you. And y'all heard that ain't gonna work with me. You can tell he very aggressive. But go ahead, real.
Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying with him, but I'm also going to point out something. She says I have bad memory. Now I can see how that can be frustrating too, because when women say they have bad memory, it's
Hmm.
always convenient that they can remember some shit you did though, 6 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 week ago, or at this time of the day. But when it comes to when they do something, they can't remember. For some
Mm.
reason, when you call out some bullshit, and I'm not saying that his reasoning is even valid, but this is an example of when women say I have bad memory, but can tell you some shit you did 7 years ago. It's selective memory. They all they're trying to do is find a reasoning to be who they are when it
Right.
comes to like problems. They're not trying to fix anything. So that when it comes to them, they got bad memory. They got amnesia. But what he's doing is feminine as well. He said that the first time I text you, good morning, he said, how are you? Which I don't think he has a good communication uh, Rolodex. I think that that's his basic way of communicating. Good morning, how are you? I don't think he goes into any type of topic, anything. And I think it's so weird that when you meet a stranger, how you don't have a lot to say, how you run out of shit. I don't even understand that. But yeah, that's feminine. I understood you wasn't vibing with me because when I texted you, you said that you fell asleep. That's when I found out you wasn't vibing. What if she legitimately fell asleep? Like, what if that's the case? Does that mean that like I don't know. I think that he's doing what women do. I think they build a whole scenario in their brain and then they'll start to lead with what they think you were doing, and then there's now you have to defend their made up story in their head, and it's like I can see why she says I'm good. Look how he's acting. That he's acting like a female.
Right.
They will create a whole movie in their head and make it and then make you feel like you got to answer the movie questions. Like this is why you did it, and you did it. And I could just tell the vibe. It's like, okay, this is weird, but yeah, man, it's crazy. That's it.
And brothers, before I let Eggnog go, brothers, keep in mind that she probably did fall asleep. He lives on the East Coast, and she lives in Arizona. I believe it's a 3 hour, 3 or 4 3 hour difference. I don't know what time you text her, but it's a 3 hour difference. So maybe she was still sleeping. But go ahead, Eggnog. No? All right, let's go ahead and continue. I guess he's sleeping too because he's on the West Coast.
Me.
And I got
I'm
back to
not
you. It
one of
wasn't
them.
ignoring you. I told you what was going on.
That
So
ain't
for
gonna work
him
with
to
me.
jump, he jumped to like we was together already. Like I was already baby or somebody, and he was already like, I need this. I need this communication from you. And I was just like,
Correct. Every man needs it.
Brian, I said, when we get back to Maryland, we can connect. Like it's literally been 2 days.
How can you connect when you got a disconnect and you feel
When
a
I
So,
disconnect?
see you,
mhm.
we're gonna try this again. That's the conversation we had. It wasn't like, let's give this, okay, I said I was going to be open after the whole weed conversation. I said, when I get back to Maryland, we can have a date. We could try this again. So why didn't you just give it that opportunity?
Because after that call, when I told you, you said your phone was broken, this and that, and I sent you a text message. I said, you're not really feeling me, are you? And you said no. You said honestly, not really. I can pull a text message. You said that.
And what did I
I
say
asked you
before
a
I said
question.
that?
You tell me.
I said, if you're so pressed to find out if I'm already feeling you, instead of wanting to give it some time to get to know you, if you just want to run off and tell them whether this worked or not, no, then go ahead. Tell him it didn't work. Because he was so pressed. He
Because you
kept
didn't
pressing
care.
to know. Why would you press someone to know, are you feeling me? Who asked that? Like, just let it
I need to know for my
flow.
own.
You know, I'm real. Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna let you handle it.
That is that, bro. You, this is the most feminine ass shit I've seen in a while from a man. You know how women will say you said something, but you said something. There was a whole statement, but they will reference the 3 words out of it, or they'll only focus on what they feel like they need to attack. But
Hmm.
you done said like 5 things prior that led to why you said it, but they'll lead with, but you said this. And this is literally what a woman does. She said, well, you said you wasn't feeling me. Look what she just said. I'm trying to get to know you. And the way you're acting now seems to be a little unhealthy. And if is that the case, and I think this is why, I think this is after he posted. I think he posted that and then said, you ain't feeling me.
Right.
I don't think the way, that is weird. That's what women do. Well, I'm talking about chaotic women, not all women, because there's a lot of civilized women. But this is what women do. Women will react and then come back to you, look you dead in your face. So what's the problem? After, and this, what sucks with these women, you'll make up with them, and then oh yeah, I just want to let you know I did something stupid, baby. So I went online and Aria was kind of saying like, and then like they're looking you dead in your face.
Right.
But he is literally showcasing what women do when it comes to an issue, a legitimate issue. And I'm sorry, Slim. These men are looking horrible with these meetup situations.
Yeah, they are.
They're looking horrible. This man is acting crazy right now. It's only been 2 days. How in 2 days you managed to post, go through all this, and all you said was "Good morning, how are you?" And I'm glad you pointed out because I didn't know that. A 3 hour difference makes a big difference depending on what time of day it is when you wake up.
Right.
It makes a major difference. So I can agree to that. That's it.
Brothers, brothers, I'm putting this stuff out here because, I do get on to women a lot, or I point out things that women are doing. But brothers, we looking bad right now. We not looking good. So-called black men of America, y'all looking real terrible. At least some of y'all, at least a lot of y'all still got good careers. I'll give you that. But let's continue.
My
Oh,
own security. There's no letting no nothing flow.
Go ahead, General.
This all shows you. This also shows you that people can have good careers and not have good character.
Mhm.
So because brother, because you have, when I say brothers, because you have like the surface stuff, like a good career, like have you reached deep down within yourself to find out what kind of foundation that you have set up? Are you even ready to be in this type of relationship? Because like Real said, it seems like he grew up with his mother or something. He have his mother attributes. He has his mother character. He has like also he has a kid like mentality. Well, like if things don't go his way, how it should, like a princess, then he gets an attitude. or he
Right.
stomps his feet and go in the corner. So that's it.
Go ahead, Eggnog.
I'll tell you one good example. Oh, my fault.
I was gonna say last time that they're saying, "Hey, how are you?" That's kind of dry. Sometimes when people text me that, I kind of just leave it on scene
Hmm.
and reply when I feel like it. And then on top of that, like he really just seems too attached or too invested. It only been like 1 or 2 days already, so I don't
Right.
know why he's expecting so much within the first 2 days.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Go ahead, real.
And this is why I talk about, this is why I said literally the other day, I'm expressing this more, that you gotta approach women and men with external and internal like standards, because like General just said, you can have a good career, you can have a good education, but that mental health, like how you value yourself, where you place yourself internally, can affect everything. Like this is why, like, this is why I talk about these things, because a lot of people say, well, why I didn't think there was nothing wrong for it. She's in corporate America, he's a firefighter, he's a truck. Well, I didn't think they have good jobs, so why would they have any problems? Meanwhile, these grown adults don't know how to identify with things. They're not self-aware, they don't have control over their emotions, they're not happy, they put a lot of they bet it on some non-existent like goal for emotions, and they run into these issues every day. And I'm gonna tell you why that there's a distinction between mothers and fathers. When I did certain things as a kid growing up, my mother, all she had to know was that I just simply learned my lesson. Like, how do you, and I said I was wrong. And my mother would be like, okay, that's fine. I love you, baby. I just want to make sure you're doing good. When my father got home, nigga, he closed the door and be like, look, I ain't your mom. I'm not falling for the bullshit. Now, it was wrong, and I want you to tell me why it was wrong and what you're going to do the next day to show me that you understand, because it depending on what the circumstance was, I would have to go do something to make up for it.
Right.
He would tell me that's not the way the world operates. The world is not going to just understand that you did some antic stuff or you was being irresponsible, and they're not going to look in your face like your mom does. My father never played that. Like he understood that my mother would always be able to just look me in my eyes and say, you know what, I can't be mad at you. Every time I look you in your eyes, you just make me not even be mad, and that'll be it. My father would get home. That's not how it goes. So imagine as a little boy, like these moms be going crazy. These moms be fighting with their son in her hand because somebody in public, they be doing things to show that they have a certain way of responding to life and people and circumstances, that when they have little boys, he could be doing this and that. He could be having girls over and stuff like that. She'll yell and scream at him. But if that man later on that day comes and hugs his mom and starts crying, or he's upset, so baby, it's okay, you can't do no wrong in my eyes. That's what she's instilling. Unrealistic of responses to circumstances for making bad mistakes. This is why you got women on the news saying, he's a drug lord. Finally got arrested. He done killed 5 people, and she's still crying. He's a good boy. He never did nothing. The world doesn't understand him. That's what women are doing.
Hmm.
But that's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and continue.
And flow because I'm a man. At the end of the day, I need to know for my own security.
So
At the
you
end of the
wanted to
day,
know if she's feeling you so that you
yes,
can know what kind of energy to give back. Is that
that's all
like
that.
okay?
It,
Yes,
I can understand
that's
that.
it. That's it.
So, Valicia, what led to you blocking him?
because I told him that I was open to having more communication with him when we came to Maryland. The fact that he couldn't even get 48 hours before asking me again if I'm feeling him, like, I get that you want to communicate with people, that's cool, but you did turn me off a little bit. But I'm willing to give this another opportunity, but don't press me. Like, don't press this when we're trying. Like I said, we can try a date when we get to Maryland. Why would you hit me up after we just had this conversation and ask if I'm feeling you? That
I
doesn't
need.
make sense to me. I
I need
just
a sh-
said we're gonna see. When I get there, it's not like I wasn't answering my phone. I was still answering my phone. I was still texting you back. It's just when my phone actually broke, I think that's what set him off because he was like, "You're horrible at communication." Once again, sir, you don't know me like that. So he
Nah,
went real.
let me tell you something. It don't take that much to know a person. All you to take a couple conversations. I dealt with a lot of women before. So don't tell me what I don't know. I don't know you.
Now, I can't. I'm going to disagree with him. It takes a while to know somebody. You're not gonna know anybody through after 2 days of conversation, or you just meeting them or just through some text messages or a couple of phone calls. So I don't know why he said that. Again, I'm starting to think that like these other brothers, I'm really believing that this dude was raised by a single mother. Maybe his mother was aggressive. Maybe he did have his father in his life. Maybe his father wasn't really around. Maybe his father was aggressive. I don't know. But this is a little bit. I don't know. I'm not gonna call dude a creep, but I would say this could be a
No, it
very
is. It
scary.
is. He is a creep. He
Okay.
is a creep. Look how he is, bro. He is because you're right. This is why vetting is important because you got to put yourself. You got to have the time to put yourself in different environments and understand how that person operates. If they get off the phone after having a bad day at work, you got to know how they have a resolution for how they got through their day. That's why vetting's so important. Where you have to make that quality time to get to know people. You cannot figure out where she says now, like she said you did things that turned me off, but I still was trying to give you a chance because I wanted to get to know you more. And that can happen a lot. That can happen a lot. They could do things, but it's like, you know what? You know, let's see what it really, because you don't have nothing to lose when you vet. You have something to lose when you spent your money, when you started putting your emotions into like what you're doing. But when you're vetting, yes, your emotions are going to be there, but it's going to be attached to like characteristics that you need in your life. So now your emotions make sense. If they're not responsible, if they're not respectable, if they don't have civility, if they're not considerate, put your emotions towards those characteristics, not whether they can take you to a nice place. Because as we can see, this guy has his own business. He has this, and that. On matter of fact, they went on a rooftop date. They did this. I don't think money's an issue for him. I think
Right.
that his mental health is the problem.
Go ahead, Eggnog.
How did like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, real.
No, no,
No,
no. I'm
go
done.
ahead.
I'm done.
You
What's
sure?
up, Jay? Oh yeah, I was done.
Go ahead, Eggnog.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like when the guy leaves the club and he gives the girl the number. He's like, "You gonna call me today? You sure? You sure you gonna call me?" Like that's like the same energy he's giving out right now.
Yeah, this is well, I tried to refrain from calling to do the creep, but yeah, this is creep vibes. So yeah, brothers, we gotta do better, man. Go ahead, General. My fault.
Uh, this, this also tells us what kind of women he used to dealing with. I think she sounds like a woman who's probably who takes her time, got her head on right, and he moving too fast. And then he made the statement, "I deal with so many women." Well, some women bring particular things out of you, and this woman brought the business out of him. Excuse my language. I'm trying to stop cursing because I think he realized that she was a good woman, a beautiful woman, and he really wanted her. And now she didn't fall in line to all the other groupies he had. Now he's upset. That's what it is. He used to women, I guess, falling over him because he had his little business or whatever. And
Right,
now she won't. Now he wants her to fall in line as well. So that's why he throwing a temper tantrum.
right.
And another thing, why is he sitting in the car? Did he not know? I'm pretty sure the host uh, prepped him for this. Why is he sitting in the car drinking a bottle of water?
I don't
I
have
always wondered.
I don't have an answer for that. But let's go ahead and continue. I'm gonna try. We gonna try to finish this out because I got to get to work.
You particularly, I
You
don't.
don't.
But I know these these certain traits and stuff that women do. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not categorizing you, but I've seen this before, and that's all it is. I need to know. I need assurance as a man to know if the woman that I'm gonna date or be with wants me. I need communication. I need an understanding.
So is he blocked on everything like Instagram, phone number, all of that, or just Instagram?
Yeah, because like you again, I just felt like he went straight to Instagram to post that he should have popped my balloon when we just spoke. I thought we were gonna try and see each other, but then to go on Instagram and post something like that without telling me, again, it's not that deep. I don't know you, you don't know me. Blocked.
You're right. You're right.
What's the point? Like you didn't even talk to me first. You don't need to. And I'm the one horrible at communication.
So, Brian, you posted that on your Instagram after you didn't hear back from her for like after a few hours?
I posted that when I got the clarification that she wasn't into me, and she honestly, I got the clarification of that. That's honestly when I decided to do it.
Okay.
When I felt that disconnect.
So, did you guys communicate and tell each other, you know what, I don't think this is going to work anymore? Or it was
Yeah.
just she said what she said, you post on Instagram, boom, block, and that was it?
Well, like I
Yep.
said, honestly, it's not gonna work because, like I told you, I smoke weed, so I know it's not gonna work. I mean, what? She don't like that, and I'm not changing something that I do or something that I've been doing before I met her. She either accept what I do. She should have been upfront with what she wanted, you know, and that's just it.
Okay.
Okay.
I was a lot of things that happened that I was, not necessarily okay with, but I wasn't trying to be picky. The reason why I'm on the show is to explore different opportunities of love and what love looks like and what it could have looked like. So I was just telling him I was open to seeing, because maybe I am a little too much sometimes. I'm a princess, I'll give you that. But when it comes to the weed, it was just
Okay.
he was already trying to be all up under me. Like, so if you're gonna smell like weed and be up under me, and I'm in real estate, I'm a professional, so yeah, I can't be smelling like weed when I go meet my clients. Not to say that's the case, but yeah, that would be a problem if it has to be that often for you because it's twice in one setting or one. That is a problem. But I was trying to be open. I was trying to be open minded and see if maybe I'm the one who needs to be like more open. I don't know.
Okay.
Or honest.
Oh, man.
It's
Okay.
not dishonesty, Brian. I don't see if again. I known you for 48 hours before I told you I didn't like it. At least you know now. Like,
I should have known that on Pop the Balloon.
oh my God! And I should have known you had.
Go ahead, General. Sorry.
Under you, listen. I have my coffee now. Now it's time for me to turn up. Under you, what's wrong with you niggas? How come you niggas don't have no discipline? Why you niggas think that you guys can make the first move on the first date? And that's why I said this nigga right here. Excuse my language. I know Black History Month's coming up soon, but this Negro right here is moving too fast. Like I said, I knew it. He wanted this young lady to move to his beat. He was trying to smash, and that's why some of you niggas need to stop smoking weed. Cause once y'all smoke weed, you start feeling yourself, your hormones start rising, your libido start itching, and now you ready to have sex and be on a woman. Like have some type of discipline. Get to know the woman. The woman trying to take it slow. She has a nice job and stuff. She seems like a woman who's well rounded. Why are you trying to be under her? With your polo shirt on, with your polo pullover on, in the car drinking quart water. Come on, bro. This is this is embarrassing. I land my plane.
Yes, it is embarrassing, but let's go ahead and finish this out. Because again, she's gonna say something in the end that you really gonna have to look side eye about her.
Just went through a breakup in July. Like, stop. You don't know everything that quick. So everybody's supposed to just put it all out there right on the front street to know. No, it moves so quick. That's the like. If anything, I would should have popped y'all balloons because y'all all came casual and I came all dressed up, and I was like looking at y'all like, Are we going to two different places? Like, did
Okay,
BM
okay.
did BM tell them different things? So I was really trying to be open minded.
No, everyone stole the same thing, dress to impress, first date attire. So, oh man, okay, yeah, I can see that this was not going to head anywhere after the conversation that you guys had. But, to go ahead and just kind of like wrap everything up, any upcoming projects that we can be looking out from either one of you? Let's start with Brian.
Um, well, like I said, I'm still doing my podcast. I'm still doing my motivational speaking.
Hmm.
I'm still doing my everyday exercise and personal fitness, and also I'm still doing my
You need me to
business. So
because
that's just
Okay.
pretty
some of
much it.
them
I'm
are you going? Yeah.
actually I want to come back on Pop the Balloon. I'm
Oh,
single. I'm
Well,
open. I'm
okay.
open.
they had it
I'm in the
like
field now. So yeah,
And
yeah,
now
and then
any
I'm
I
a
any
then I'll
single
any
take
man.
possible future
yeah.
matches, they know Brian is a weed smoker. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And guess
okay.
what? And any woman that come on there, be honest. Tell me if I let ask you guys some of your dislikes of your man, and be honest. Just be honest, okay? And we don't gotta go through this because I wasted my time.
Ooh.
Thank you. I had
Oh,
fun though. I had fun.
well, maybe you'll find your match after this. Now
I had fun.
it's possible.
But Felicia,
No.
you are so sweet. I enjoyed your presence. I enjoyed meeting you. You know, and I mean, I'm not saying this like I said we could talk in the future, but I just told you what I do and what I indulge in, and you know what's up.
I
Okay.
mean, even though I blocked you, it's cool. There's no, I just, as a dating potential, obviously, we're clear that would never be. But
Never
Correct.
work.
as a cool person too, thank you. You too.
And now, Felicia, any upcoming projects on your end?
I mean, I can't say that I have anything to announce as far as projects. I do real estate coast to coast, so if you guys need me, I'm still
Okay.
doing that. I will say I am still single.
Hmm.
I won't necessarily say I want to come back to the show, but through all that I've been doing in the introspect, I realized that what I am looking for in a man, and you guys' show has kind of helped
Oh,
me
back
even
me?
evaluate that more
Oh,
and
oh.
being more truthful, as
Hmm.
Brian says, and being truthful with myself, though, I have to admit that my heart is still with someone else.
Oh.
Now I hope y'all heard that. She went on the show, but yet her heart is with somebody else. Dangerous. Very dangerous. But let's go ahead and continue with what else she has to say.
Um,
Hmm.
so I feel like even though I thought I was ready to date, I feel like yeah, I rather send a public apology right now to Micah Murray, who was someone who now I realize I dropped the ball and
Oh.
fumbled because that was someone who I think genuinely is looking back. I messed that up. I dropped the ball and fumbled that person who I think now through everything I've learned about myself, through everything that I'm looking for, they fit. And yeah, I messed that up.
Okay. And this is your ex?
This is an ex, yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't think they would talk to me again because they probably would feel like a fool. Just because, ego, pride, whatever friends, family may say. But I think just taking accountability for myself,
Hmm.
I was the one that mis-
Go ahead, real.
Yeah, that is really retarded on her end to place herself and she did say I keep I date and I date and I date and I date and her friend was the one and I said your friends I question female friends sometimes rather than saying do you want to get some help or something she said going up and she said she's a serial dater and why would you ever open yourself up? You don't, and I know this is in movies and stuff. I heard that you're supposed to like, in order to get over somebody, you gotta talk to somebody else, and that is the weirdest and most unhealthy thing to do when it comes to changing that chapter in life. That's not how you move forward in life by just giving your body to another person or entertaining. Now, I'm glad she said that he's not going to talk to her, even if she does, and I'm glad that she's taking accountability. But for her future, because I really feel like she has her head on her shoulders, and I think that she's very considerate, and she was really trying to get to know another person. But just imagine if things worked out, and she had that under her her rope, like that she still had feelings for another guy. What's your fate of the situation went well? That's it.
Let's finish this out.
Mishandled the
Mm,
situation. As Ryan said, I could have been more communicative when it comes to certain things. So
okay.
maybe he's right. I could work on that.
Okay.
And but I want to just send my public apology. He'll probably never watch this show, and I don't know
You
what could
never
ever come
know.
of
You
that.
never
And
know.
maybe nothing ever will, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say this because if his friends, family, somebody is watching, I publicly apologize because I see the errors in my and flaws in my ways,
Okay.
and I genuinely hurt that person who I want to apologize to.
So coming on the show kind of made you realize, like, ooh, maybe I wasn't ready to put myself out there to date.
I think I'm ready to date. I'm just saying that I realize the things that I'm looking for. And if you, I'm looking back at myself on this show and I'm saying, you know, I want this multidimensional man. I want somebody who's going to be a leader. I'm looking at all these things and I realize I had that.
Mm,
Um, and I'm humbly saying, because I'm sure a lot of women won't admit it, I dropped the ball. And I was not in a place, a whole place, like I am
mm-hmm.
now, the same person.
I'm glad she said that. A lot of women will not admit it, but she dropped. A lot of women will not admit that they dropped the ball. But go ahead, General.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. That's beautiful that she acknowledged that. Unfortunately, she got bad advice by because unfortunately she got bad advice by going on dating because on each date she's gonna compare each dude to the guy that she lost,
Mm.
and she gonna need some help with that because if that person doesn't fit the criteria of the guy who she truly loves, then that guy will never ever be fit for her. And she'll always be on the chase, looking for that same love that she felt from the guy that she truly loved. And so, while a lot of women do that, a man who truly loves you, he's gonna ask for change from you. He's gonna uh, try to direct you in the right path or whatever. I'm trying to sum it up because I don't want to talk too long. He's gonna try to do that if he really care about you. And some women don't like that. They don't like to be disciplined or told what to do. And so in the end, they they lose their man and then get in a relationship like Mr. Polo shirt and say, hey, god damn, that guy was a really good guy. It's really nothing out here. I really found the jewel. Now look at me. Now I'm on this show apologizing, looking like a fool to the family who probably ain't even watch this video. Who probably looking at the video
Right,
laughing at
right, right.
her.
Because it's not that the honesty and accountability isn't a hall pass to like see if things will work again. And I think a lot of times when we be like, "Well, I'm being honest," it's like, are we at a place in humanity where that being honest, you should get brownie points for being honest or keeping it real? Like it's almost like saying, since I'm telling the truth, you should see that it could work out with us. No, because we don't even know what type of woman she was when she didn't see she had a good thing. We don't know. This is probably who she is today. So I think that she could probably just reflect on that and say, you know what? There's plenty of people out there. I know how to identify with things. I know how to control my behaviors. And now I think that I can find a good thing and we can move on. But I think that the acknowledgement is good, but you know, that's that whole love story fantasy that people have. I think men and women have it, where they hear these things. It's like, oh, let me give them another chance. Nope. When I'm done, I'm done. Like, no. I hope you figure it out. Yeah.
And I would like to add, I've been learning so much about myself, hanging around these brothers, these Elder Slam and Real, and I hate that I got so far in life. I mean, I'm not too doomed. I mean, I'm 37, so I can still find love. But I wish I would have found this and knew this knowledge earlier. I mean, of course, my dad told me, but who listens to their dad most of the time? Most of us black kids don't listen to our parents. We always listen to somebody else. But yeah. So I just want thank you, brothers, for helping me on my path of righteousness. Thank
You're quite welcome. We all need it every now and then. I could actually say the same thing. So, but let's go ahead and finish this out.
And to actually admit that, Ben.
Yeah.
And so it may not ever happen with that person, but whoever gets me next will get more of a whole woman instead of the broken person that I was when I dated him.
Okay. Oh, well, that's good to hear, the self-reflection and the accountability that you're taking now. So, like we said, hopefully this message gets to him and we see what comes of it,
Look at
you know?
Brave.
Ryan,
Yeah,
Ryan, why are
Yes,
you
yeah,
right.
doing
that's
this,
It's
too
Ryan? What's
much.
going on?
it's not about you, buddy.
Yeah, but I know it ain't about me, but damn, that's why I
Thank you for
say,
helping me appreciate what I'm looking for.
huh,
Man, after that, man, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. She beautiful. I ain't going in front. But but look, brothers, I'm not. We pretty much done here. Look, oh, right now I've been seeing with this pop the balloon. Brothers, y'all ain't looking too good. Cause y'all are not looking too good when it comes to these catch ups. Y'all are looking real bad. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be honest with you, brothers. Y'all looking bad because look, I'm gonna start doing more of these catch ups because there's another brother that I'm about to get on because he looked poor. But that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get to work. Thank you, brothers, for coming through, General. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want me to switch to live to you, real?
Of course.